Welcome to the Path of the Muthzak video series. Join me on a rough playthrough of Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria, in which I will highlight tips and tricks that will aid you on your own quest to reclaim Khazad-dum. Alright, welcome back everybody. Jump right into this, make sure you've got the inventory we need. Some regular arrows, we got some elven arrows. Should be all good here. It's late morning. Let's cook some rusted cranberries quick, just to fill that cheddar bar up. Now, we're back here in the mines of Moria. I did just come in here recently with my other dwarf and did some cleanup, as I like to do. Our goals right now are going to be locating the crystal descent. Let's see what they're actually telling us we need to do. Find the crystal descent and search in the mines. Crystal descent. Orcs confirmed that all paths leading east on the upper levels are blocked by the Shadow Curse runes. It's possible the fabled Pilgrim Road could still be open and free of any curses. It is much deeper down than the mines. We must now find the way down. It will be a massive ancient mining shaft filled with glowing Azog True Quartz. We're also searching the mines. Balance Company has been searching for a fragment of Bearon Axe in the mines of Moria. It doesn't sound like they were able to find the piece. And the location on this map is inside what Orcs call Orctown. We're also looking to finish off collecting armor pieces and weapon pieces, recipe pieces. Need the steel sword, the Erebor ringmail, the Erebor planked gauntlets, and the Erebor city watch helmet. We're also going to be on the lookout for black diamonds, and we're going to need to wait until we get to the crystal descent for that blossom wood. We are armed with our Thunderstrike Last Alliance Maul, our heirloom shield, and a two-handed Orcbane steel axe. Been trying to use Abakhs more in my other games, so we'll continue on with that trend. I adjusted the in-game volume a little bit. If that's too loud, let me know. I'll do whatever I can to adjust it. As I've said before, I try not to bore you guys with too much mining, but I am going to stop for that Azurite whenever I can. Just because I'm trying to build up a supply of that to help some other players make some warehouse files that make it easier for people that are building and crafting.
We got orcs. Moria is ours. This one's done in. Something's sneaking about.
Both pin? Nope, that one is Azurite. This over here, I believe, is granite. We still can't mine that. That's what we need the first stage pickaxe for. Instead of that rope ladder there, we're going to see if we can leave something behind that's a little more permanent than that. Go. That way when I run through there, I'll see those quick platforms there, and that should remind me that there's a nest up there. For those times that I forget my own advice and don't look up. Silver ore over there, that's in granite. That Muznakan carving. These runes are the markings of the wizard Tharkun. Here is what is written. Away down to the deeps. There is faint foulness. The wizard searches for Thrain.
this all you've got?
So, my brief synopsis on what happened there is that I was trying to take those guys out one at a time so as not to get mobbed by them, which obviously I was able to handle that, but I think once I got him down to that last orc and then got close enough to the camp, I think that's when the other ones started to spawn in. I don't think there's anything I really want to drop, but let's see where that gets us. All that good for now. Of course, now I can't pick up the key. Okay, so now you can see we're starting to find black diamonds inside of orc chest. Up to 4 black diamonds. I think there might be one more back in the chest at the base, which that's a good thing. Because we can start making mapstones. I think we already unlocked this ranger camp, but I'm not sure about that. I gotta drop something to that ranger page. Look at our map, actually. That right there might be the ranger camp. I should have marked that. What's this? Oh, that's the building where the email is. Like I said, I was in here earlier with my other dwarf, cleaning some stuff up. Sometimes when I come in with that other dwarf, I do venture ahead a little bit. Try not to spoil anything. Try not to take out enemy camps. I'll fight orcs, but I won't destroy the banners so that they'll respawn when I come through with this guy.
Crystal descent. Should be able to fix the mine hoist to get down there.
So it doesn't look like a terrible drop down there right now, but it does go way further than that. There you can kind of see more of it there. And you see the yellow marker on the map that says 160 fathoms deep. No, that's not correct though, is it? I'll mine this True Quartz quick. Of course, we can't pick it up. There, we unlock the Zarok torch. That's a masterwork item that we can go back to Narvi's forge and craft if we have enough True Quartz. The other thing we unlocked there was crystal flares. You can craft those and throw them, and they'll light up an area for you. Fortunately, I don't think we're going to have enough True Quartz to make anything. Yeah, we've only got 10 and we need 15. Not to mention the hide, the wood scraps, and the steel ingot. Activate this Mapstone. This one's already pre-built. You don't have to repair it. It doesn't cost you anything to make it. Just gotta activate it. It's also bigger than the Mapstones that we can build. This is just a visual thing. Alright, to repair the mine hoist, we need 15 black diamonds, which we have 4. 20 elven wood, we don't have any on us, but it will... We've got some back at the base. And 30 natural fiber. So, those 15 black diamonds are the biggest trick. Black diamonds, like I said, we found a couple in some orc chests. And we can find more in orc chests. Also, if we trigger a horde, the beefier orcs in the horde tend to drop them. Just like one at a time. You might get 1 or 2 per horde, depending on how long it lasts, how big it is. Let's go back and use this Mapstone to get back to our base. It is time to sleep. And we are tired. Now this one says it's in the lower deeps. But we need to go back to the western halls, to the Lone Ice outpost. Okay. It was at this point that I accidentally, well, purposely muted my mic to cover a cough, and then forgot to unmute the mic for a very long time. So I'm going to do this voiceover and try and fill in some information for you. At this time we're just unloading that loot, clearing up the inventory space, and I'm grabbing the materials that I have to repair the crystal descent. It used to be that you could take part of the materials and add them to the crystal descent, and then add the rest of them once you located them. It appears that they don't do that anymore, so what I end up doing here is taking the materials over there and dropping a chest to put them in. That way I don't end up forgetting them the next time I go there to repair it when it comes to that time. I know this base probably seems like it's pretty organized, but it feels very cluttered to me. I might spend some time in here with my other dwarf rearranging stuff, or maybe building a base, a bigger base somewhere else, turning this into a warehouse. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and offer some suggestions. Let me know if you want to see the video of me rearranging this or building something different. I'm sure I can squeeze that into the schedule somewhere. Also, let me know if you want to see the actual building process or if you just want a tour of the finished product. Alright, here we go back to the Crystal Descent. I put those black diamonds in there because I didn't want to put them into the hoist yet. So this doesn't work. So I'm going to go over to that chest and put the materials in there like I said. And with my mic muted, I tried to explain how to split stacks. So I'll try to keep up with the video here and tell you about that. So if you press the control button while you're clicking on a stack, instead of selecting the whole stack, it'll select one item per click. The other thing you can do is you can hold that control button and then click the stack. And while you're doing that, you can press enter and it will do what I call a speed split. As long as you hold that enter button down, it'll keep stacking. Keep splitting the stack. I'll show you an example on the stone here in just a moment. Clearly being long-winded on a muted mic here. Here we go. So control and then enter while you're holding control. And that's how you speed split a stack. I'm also going to explain, you'll find information on places like Reddit, Facebook, people talk about being able to get down to the bottom of the crystal descent without repairing the lift. And it can be done. They try to intend for you not to be able to build here, but see, if you back it up enough, it'll let you build, and then you can attach to that first build piece and get out over there. Now, you could attach a rope ladder to the end of this platform and get it down there quite a ways, but not far enough that you're gonna take damage when you jump off the end of that rope ladder and down to the first available platform. And you won't, at least in my experience, you won't be able to attach any platforms or rope ladders to that blue crystal. You also won't be able to get back up to your rope ladder, so then you'll be stuck going all the way to the bottom of the crystal descent, or building, or hoping you have enough to build a mapstone when you get down there. Here I'm pointing out some stuff on the map. That door I'm pointing to right now is Durin's Highway Gate, the cursed door. And then those little cracked egg looking icons that are all over the map are ore deposits that I've marked on the map so that I can go back and look at them. You see they're marked iron and coal because that's what's there. It's a good way to remind yourself, especially with iron and coal, because you're always going to need that at some point. That red door that I was just pointing to is the way to Orctown. Showed you that in a previous video. The blue room is the crystal descent. That's the room that we're in right now. And there, that map icon that I marked way down is one of those scaffoldings that goes down to another level. That's where I'm talking about heading next. Because we're in need of repairing some statues to get the recipes for the steel sword, the Erebor ringmail, the Erebor planked gauntlets, and the Erebor city watch helmet. That's going to complete our next tier of armor. And we don't need that sword because I won't use it, but I like to complete things, so we're going to go for it anyways. Here I'm going to look at the recipes that we're looking for. There's the steel sword, one more fragment for that. Erebor ringmail, one more fragment. Erebor planked gauntlets, one more fragment. And Erebor city watch helmet, one more fragment. So that's 4 statues that we need. Gotta get that Azurite. I've mentioned it before, but that's one of the materials that's required for most of the Abakhs to be able to craft them. You can craft those at the workbench with Azurite. And they all require broken or damaged Abakh that you can pick up from the Orcs. And then they require a couple other ingredients. Most of them require Azurite. Some of them don't. But also there's a few people that have created some, what I refer to as a warehouse world. Dwarf Costco, if you will. People that are on PC can back up their files, and then you can manipulate that file in such a way that you can duplicate resources. And I and at least one other person have made these warehouse save files that we share with other players if they want them. Some people see that as cheesing the game or cheating it. I don't use those files for playthroughs. I use those files when I want to do big builds or rebuilds after I've defeated a game. There's a bear. You get to the point where you can hear footsteps and you'll know exactly what it is before you see it. I think it's really cool that they give everybody different sounds to their walking patterns. Makes a lot of sense. This might be the first time we fought a bear. We might have fought one in the last video. You saw that swing that I was doing. I kept stuttering with the swing. Not sure if some of my mouse buttons are sticking or if they're getting wore out. I think I've mentioned before I use that 17 button left-handed mouse, and over 1,200 hours of Return to Moria, I'm sure, taking its toll. Those farm boxes harvested. Drop some random materials off in here just because stuff I put in here is stuff like you never know when you're going to need it type of thing. It's good to have it in random stashes around the map. I deleted that camp hearth and I'm going to put in a bigger hearth here because I had the bright idea to put a Mapstone in there. Sometimes I put them at ranger camps and sometimes I don't. I keep hearing that orc, wondering where it's at. Some important things to note when you're putting a Mapstone down. You want to make sure that the front is facing away from a wall or away from a drop-off, because Mapstones tend to drop you in front of the Mapstone you're traveling to. You also don't want them in too tight of a spot, because if you're playing a co-op game and multiple people are traveling to it, if somebody doesn't get out of the way in time for somebody else to come in from the fast travel, it can shunt them somewhere else. It might just shunt them a few feet away, or it might shunt them halfway across the room, or a couple hundred yards away. You'll actually see an example of that. Sometimes it's just a random glitch. Doesn't have anything to do with the placement of the Mapstone. But at the start of episode 7, I'm going to talk about that because at the end of this episode, after I stop recording, I traveled to the Crystal Descent Mapstone and ended up at the bottom of the Crystal Descent instead of the top. So I'm going to have to bring in another dwarf to do a little rescue mission. Now again, we're headed for that scaffolding that's going to take us down to a lower level of the mines. And you're going to learn some interesting stuff about the map. I say interesting, but a lot of people think that the map is terrible. And while I understand those feelings, it's easy to be mad about the map. I kind of embraced the issues with the map as a challenge and learned how to deal with it. And it's still not perfect, but I think it kind of adds to the exploration. If you want to look at it a role-playing aspect, you know, the dwarves probably don't have accurate maps of Moria at this point in time, just because of how long it's been since the dwarf has lived here and the way things could have changed with earthquakes and things like that. It was at this point that I was going to put down a Mapstone and travel back. And I realized I didn't have enough black diamonds. I was going to travel back to the base because it's night. I need to rest. But putting that Mapstone up at the ranger camp took my diamonds away from me. Black diamonds. So we'll quick run back to the ranger camp and tear down that Mapstone so we can have a Mapstone to carry with us. And we're going to go ahead and sleep here too. This is where I remembered that we hadn't unlocked the Muznakan yet. Plenty of statues back at the base to do that. We just forgot to bring them with us.
A Muznakan to a family of old. I will return the missing figures. Honor them.
Those journal pages are for the camp that we're at right now. We've already repaired the journal and got the brew recipe. So here I'm going to drop my Mapstone. Activate it. Travel back to Lone Eye's camp. Empty our pack and grab those Muznakan statues. I realize that my inventory organization can be tedious, but I do like a certain layout, and I do like to keep certain things with me. Most of them are quality of life things. Like always having a Mapstone with me when I can, always having a repair smithy.
A Muznakan to a family of old. I will return the missing figures. Honor them.
And you'll see those loadouts change as we progress further into the game. Build Orctowm, build or scroll, and 2 recipes, 2 craft plans. The crested helmet and the ram's head shield. Both really cool looking pieces of gear.
Quiet. I see prey ahead.
Both of those pieces of gear have an aggro effect. Make things more likely to aggro on you. Even if you're in a group playing co-op, they'll choose you over other people. Now, I looked at that room long enough to know that I'd been in there and that I'd cleared it. Just had to think about it for a second. If you hadn't been in that room and cleared it, you can look at it. I can look at it and get a pretty good idea of what kind of layout it is. But even for me to think that I shouldn't walk into that room for some reason is a bad idea. Where I thought I muted to cough, but I actually unmuted to cough and then muted again. If a chest doesn't open, break it. They almost always have something in them. Some orcs fighting spiders down there.
We got orcs.
Shooting a spider is usually a mistake. They will spit poison at you. They have a pretty excellent range, and they have very excellent aim. Just kind of running around here, making sure I'm not missing anything. Trying to pick my path before I go wandering blind into something. I know what can be down here, and I don't want to stumble into it on accident. You'll find out why soon. This video is quite a bit longer than, it's almost twice as long as my other videos. I did get a little carried away. And I thought about splitting it into 2 videos, but I think we're just going to leave it as 1. So feel free to speed up the video playback or scrub through to spot in the future. I don't have experience yet of putting timestamps in videos so that you can fast forward to spots just by clicking on those, but maybe this will be the video that gets me to try and figure that out. So if you guys are members of the Discord, the official Return to Moria Discord, you might already know about this, but if you're not members, you should join. It's a really great community. Lots of really helpful players there. Good mods. The developers stop in from time to time and answer questions. And then they do live streams and Q&As for the updates that are coming. That's the platform that they do them on. They also run challenges from time to time. I think they've run 3 challenges so far. And they just gave me a thread for my own challenge that I've kind of been running up to now, unofficially, in the Discord. That started out with another player mentioned in the Discord that he was, I think he was doing a corpse run, running back to get his equipment after he died. He said something about running into a bear. And I said, kill it. That was my comment to him. He said, with what? I said, your fists. He took it as a challenge and did it. It kind of rolled and got bigger to the point that I offered anybody that could kill a cave bear with their bare hands a reward. And Mojo, over on the Discord, he's also got a YouTube channel. He just started doing his playthrough series. It's definitely worth checking out. I'll put a link to his channel in the description of this video. But Mojo jumped in with both fists for these challenges. And then I started making other challenges, and now it's a string of challenges, and the first one is to fight a cave bear. There's some conditions that have to be met, but if you meet those conditions and defeat the cave bear with your bare hands, that gets you membership into the guild of the BearKnuckle Brawlers of Khazad-dum. That also gets you a tier 3 weapon of your choosing with the Hunter's rune on it. Now I know, we all play this game and we
Of course there are trolls. I hate trolls.
we can all get those weapons ourselves, but what do we have there? That big guy coming right for us. So, the challenging sounds interesting to you. Head on over to the Discord and jump in. And I came out here because I'm looking for any of those natural sunlight areas in the ceiling. I'll let you guys think about why I might be looking for that. We'll find a way to demonstrate it at some point in the future, but I don't want to ruin the surprise any more than I might have already done. So right now the plan is to repair these steam vents so that they don't cause me any trouble while I'm fighting this troll. Because I could go into the room that he's in, but you see it's full of that shadow curse, which isn't going to make the fight any easier. And I'm really not worried about this fight. I fought plenty of trolls and I know how to fight them. But I want to approach this as a new player might approach it, while still giving you guys the tips and tricks to succeed. What do you suppose he... The first troll I ever fought was through a tunnel like that, with the wooden supports in it. But the ceiling in that tunnel was low enough that he couldn't come through it. So I stayed on one side and left him on the other side. And I had a crossbow. And I just took pot shots at him with the crossbow till he was expired. Took a very long time. Head back to the base. I do believe it's getting to be bedtime. Yep, we're at twilight. Empty our backpack out. I'm checking out these Abakhs because I'm thinking about using some in the troll fight. Abakhs are new since the most recent update that came out at the end of August. I don't have a ton of experience using them. I have started using this power Abakh in my hotbar. Power Abakh increases attack strength. I also dropped a warding Abakh. I believe that's the one that does the increases the armor for a short period of time. I think the other one I put in there was a lets me dodge without spending stamina. Throw some food on here. Got our repair smithy up already in case we come back and repair or eat some food. Leaving the mapstone up. If I didn't have a mapstone here, I'd have put a bedroll down and claimed it.
I need a better weapon for this.
And there we go. See, he dropped all those gems when he died. And we unlocked the cold rune. Enchant weapons with the cold rune. I never had a lot of use for the cold rune. What it does is, it does cold damage on every hit. It's a very small amount of extra damage. And when you charge your weapon, it gives it a chance to slow enemies down that you hit the charged weapon. Like I said, it never worked very well for me, but then I was talking to another fellow Muthzak on the Discord, and he was using it on a weapon that is better for crowd control. It's got a move set that allows you to hit multiple enemies at once, and he used the cold rune on it. So when he was hitting multiple orcs with it at the same time on a charged hit, it was slowing them all down. And I thought that sounded pretty sweet, so I did start using that with another dwarf that I'm running, and it's working out pretty good.
We got orcs.
So cold rune on weapons that can hit more than one bad guy at a time. I guess it works pretty good on big guys like trolls too, because they're already pretty slow. So if you slow them down, you really don't have to worry about a lot from them. Get a couple really good charged hits in and make short work of them. Here, I'm sure you've probably seen me do that before, but we're just building these quick platforms to get above the shadow, so we don't get stuck taking that shadow curse despair damage.
Get him. That is all you've got?
And this should be the last statue that we need. Now, if I'm correct in that, if we find any other statues and repair them, they will give us 1 iron ore and 1 coal. So this is the troll's lair, and you'll always find these 4 treasure piles in it. You can go up and admire them for a buff. You can admire one of them for a buff. And then you can take the gems out of there.
Get him! That's a 1 more for me.
Sounded like a bear. So what I did here was I was going to teleport back to the base and then teleport back to fight this bear. Record a video for the cave bear BearKnuckle challenge. But then I realized I had 2 buffs that I'm not allowed to have when I do that challenge. So I'm just going to do it to kind of show it off on the video. But I had those 2 buffs, so I had to not do that, and then looks like the bear despawned anyways. Yeah, that was a mistake. I knew my inventory was full and I took off running through there anyways, trying to grab those crystals. And then I accidentally picked up something else in there. Now we could have Mapstone back to the base, but then that would have left the Mapstone here, which isn't a huge deal. If you get too many of them around, it can cause problems, but we're nowhere near that. But it is 3 black diamonds that we would have been leaving down here in an area that we're probably never coming back to. I think we got about 5 more minutes of me doing this voiceover, and then we'll be back to your regularly scheduled program. We didn't need those Muznakan carvings anymore. I had been holding on to them to return them to the Muznakan, just because you can store a stack of them in there, but that Abakhs was more important. a lot of spiders. Great. Guess I had my mic muted for a while there. Hopefully that didn't ruin this entire video. Okay, we unlocked the steel sword, which is a tier 2 slashing weapon. Compare that to our last Alliance Maul. It's a tier 2 bludgeon weapon, both one-handed. I like the Maul better. It's just personal preference though. We unlocked the Ramhead shield, an ostentatious design that gets an enemy's attention. They will target the wielder above all other options. We'll play with that for a little bit. I prefer the heirloom shield, but we'll test this one out. Crested Helm. Worn by heavy infantry troops known to charge enemy lines with their bare hands and chests. Draws attention that will force nearby enemies to target the wearer. We'll try that one too. Still looking for the ringmail and the gauntlets. The Ram's Head shield does look pretty awesome. Crested Helm looks good too. Okay, it's early evening. Let's see what the airborne stuff is going to take to craft. Well, the boots require steel ingots and hide and cloth scraps. The helm requires steel ingots and cloth scraps. So, we're definitely going to need some more steel ingots. Let's see if there's anything else we can build while we're here. Not sure why those weren't pulling from the chest. So, studying the shelves will give you a buff that has a small chance of letting you craft something for free. You do have to have the materials in your inventory or available to you to craft the item. But if that chance triggers, that chance of free triggers, the materials won't leave your inventory. Got that cold rune. Attacks do cold damage. Charge to slow your enemies. I never really used the cold rune before, but then somebody tipped me off to the fact that it seems to be really good on a weapon that can affect multiple enemies. Such as, I don't want to spoil that. There's a weapon type that comes later in the game that's good for crowd control. What do we have right there? Only first light, so if we eat that food now, it won't give us the buff. Get our steel ingots, and we'll craft some more. Starting to look a little tough.
wonder what sunrise feels like.
Just need 2 more statues.
Something out there.
If a spider skittered across my camp, a terrible day'd have she. If a spider skittered across my camp, a terrible day'd have she. I'm a feisty fool with an empty fort, and if she would not flee, she would wind up caught in an 8-leg knot. Spider for dinner for me.
Got orcs.
I'm a stinger.
That's one more for me. I need a better weapon for this.
Aww,
That
I
is all
killed that
you've
poor
got?
goat. Damn it. No statues in here. 2 more statues. Come on. Dead end. It's weird. Looks like we've been in here before. But we haven't.
Ever wonder what sunlight feels like?
And there's our statues. Gauntlets. Ringmail.
All those outsider orcs, you know what to do. Smash their skulls. Filthy dwarves.
This one's done in. I see prey ahead.
I saw that bird nest back there, but I don't have room for it. And I could Mapstone back to camp and dump my loot, but we're not going to take the time to do that right now.
I need a better weapon for this.
This video is running really long, double the time that I normally like to do them. Let's see if we're going to cut them up or just do it all as one. So with that in mind, we're going to keep going for a minute. not what I wanted to do. There we go. Are we able to build an oven yet? Yes. We already got the boots. I've had enough fun with the crested helm for now. We're also going to trade out this shield. Well, we better make the helmet. Ooh, we unlocked all the variants of that armor. So, I'll show you that quick. There's the regular variant that we just made. There is the Heir, which requires regular diamonds to craft. It says light steel armor, a pale comparison of the ancient Belagos style. Heir paint was traditional for dwarves on pilgrimages. There's the Masharuz, light steel armor, a pale comparison of the ancient Belagos style. Masharuz fashion was worn by grieving dwarves on missions of vengeance. And lastly is the Amzul variant. Requires gold. Oh, sorry, the Masharuz requires black diamonds. The Amzul gilded armor was given as a great honor by clan fathers. Let's sleep. Now, if you've been paying attention, you know that we need 15 black diamonds to repair the lift. We have 8. You might be wondering, how's he going to keep on doing this mapstone and all over the place? If he's only got 8, he needs 15. Well, we're going to go to Orctown. Going to Orctown and finding black diamonds in the chests there. And the black diamonds that the Orc Warchief will drop will give us 20 black diamonds minimum. So that's what we do. So that'll put us at about 28 black diamonds, at least 28 black diamonds. And then we will be able to carry 3 with us at all times after we repair the lift. And we'll be able to go to the Elven Quarter, that last area we were at.
Got Orcs. I need a better weapon for this. That's one more.
And put a
for
mapstone
me.
by the Elven Blessing Tree, by our little house there.
Something's sneaking about.
And of course there will be things further down the line in the game that we'll need black diamonds for. There's some craftable tools that require them. There's going to be other things to repair, similar to the mine hoist.
Snogwood never came back. Dwarf got him.
Oh, there's another statue. I thought we repaired that one. And see, now we know we've got them all because that just gave us iron ore and coal instead of a recipe fragment. Okay, here's Orctown. We were here in a previous video. On the other side of that stockade wall, we're going to find 2 of the orc camps right next to each other.
I'm done patrolling. It's time to eat. Eat. Get him.
That is all you've got?
Now, luckily that was just a patrol. What I'm doing here is I'm making a little camp to run back to. While we're going through Orctown, because, as I was saying, there's 2 banners on the other side of that. And then beyond that, we'll run into at least 1 more. And then we'll run into the arena that we'll fight the Warchief in. This little base doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just something I can run back to if I need to repair or grab some food.
Something sneaking about.
I don't think I have heroes tokens. In the later orc camps, then if I have them available here, I would normally put a memorial flame up to get the hero's blessing, a hero spirit buff. And if I had the coins, I'd put down a treasure pile of some sort to get that buff before I took off. Okay, claim our bedroll. Cook some food. Arm ourselves. I do have some Abakhs. We're going to try and go without them and save them for later. So I could use my pickaxe or my axe and break that door down. Goblins would probably start attacking me before I broke through it. I like to come over here. Jump up here.
one's done in.
So each one of these chests had 2 black diamonds in it, so there's 4 so far. Remember, we started with 8. Nope.
Eyes up! Monsters in the air!
Oh, come on, guys. Okay, so we're up to 10 black diamonds, but we had 8, so we used 3 for that, so we've gotten 5 black diamonds from Orctown so far. I'm going to keep that damage to Bach on us because the way Orcs drop them, we're certainly going to find more. I see there's a little skinny door on the map going off that way.
Filthy dwarfs!
This is a precious gem deposit, but we don't have the pickaxe for it. Okay, so in there you can see that wooden structure with the fire in the center of it. I think that I can take this guy without any of this prep that I'm about to do, but I'll show you guys how I used to do it. Nope. I don't have any of the stuff that I need to make that stuff, so we're going to run back and grab it, because it's a good tip, especially for first timers. Why wouldn't it let me build a campfire back there? Oh, because I don't have the stone. That's why. Okay. I'll grab some stone on the way. Sometimes there's little things that can be mined in there. Looks like it's mostly granite now. We're not going to sing because we don't need to draw any for attention to ourselves right now. Although you can see that we don't have a horde meter. There will be patrols come through here. And the reason we don't have a horde meter is because this is where the hordes come from. Once we defeat this orc boss, we won't get any more hordes in this area. We'll still get sieges at our bases. And we probably still get patrols going through. But no more hordes. Alright, that should be enough stone to do what I want to do.
We got orcs. That is all you got?
Okay. So let's get Hearth down. Let's get door. Oh, that stuff makes a gross sound. Repair smithy. And a little meal table. Like I said, we're probably not going to need any of this. But
You can't tell me what to
a
do.
first timer might want it.
No, boss.
And in later orc camps,
And you better watch it.
I still like to do this. So, there you have it. Now, the Warchief is armored. And this is a better weapon against an armored foe than mine. So we're going to use that. We're also going to use this. You know what? We're not going to use an Abakh. Because we really don't. And he's going to monologue. Then goblins are going to start coming out. Then eventually he'll jump down here.
Who's our bank? Ha! Here to pay tribute to Bogak, King of Azog, true Lord of Moria. You will die just as he did.
You'll see his health bar pop up.
Give him a good welcome.
And that means he's jumped down off that top there.
Ha! This one's done. You maggoty fools!
Now if we focus on him,
Wolf scum!
they don't attack us. The rest of them don't attack as much. Okay. We've lost all our armor.
Orc will be Lord of Moria.
You see they're beating on this door now too. Which is why I built it there.
That's one more for me.
Now let's go find him. There he is.
You will die. You'll die like any orc. Stay down. Give up already. You will fall like Azog. Fools! You'll
And when
never
he
be
dies,
because it's Moria.
the rest of the orcs run away. You hear that chime sound? That means we're close to our axe fragment. He dropped 8 black diamonds. There's 3 more in here. Three more in here. Found some sunstone. That means we can make Durin's lamps. Well, they broke in here and destroyed some of our stuff. And that's okay.
You orc filth! I will tear you down! Eyes up! Monsters in the air!
Okay. Go back to Lone Eye's outpost. I'll probably rest over here because I believe it's night. Okay, I'll go back there. So the plan here is travel back to Orctown, make sure we have all our loot. Run it back to here. Or run it back to our base. Then come back here, tear down our Mapstone to recover our black diamonds and our other stuff here. Also, while we're here, we'll get that axe fragment. See it over there glowing. I've received the fragment of Durin's axe from Orctown. This fragment is part of the handle shaft, but still, it's hard to make out any of the details. The filthy hands of orcs clawed away much of the black diamond. Balance Company seemed to know the axe was broken into parts and knew where to look for them, but for what purpose? Now, if you run around this room, you'll find some ore deposits, precious gem deposits, things like that.
Why do I gotta do this?
Looks like we should be able to gather everything. We'll leave this behind. At some point, when we get the next pickaxe, we will come up here and we will go after those precious gems and granite.
We got orcs.
Filthy dwarves!
That is all you've got?
We're going to drop the Jade. What else can we drop so we can run through and pick up that Mahal's gift? Drop the stone. We're going to get back here and we're going to call it a day. And I'll have to decide if I'm going to split this video up into parts or not. Now, I've dumped almost all my equipment. I don't necessarily want to forget to grab it next time, so I'll fill that back up before I shut this down, but we're going to cut the video off here, figure out how to splice in some voiceover on that part that I had my mic muted for so long. Also, look for I got some free keys, Steam keys for the game, and some free keys for the digital digital art pack and the digital soundtrack. So I'll do a post on the channel and come up with a way to give those away, see if we can get to a certain subscriber account or something to that effect. See how that works out. Thanks for watching, and until next time.